I want a girl that shine like glitter. A girl that don't need no filter. The real. A girl that's
They come different size, different color.
I'm sorry, I'm just very tired. We've been in the sun all day. So I booked the tour to Ephesus. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm gonna leave now. I'm waiting for the tour guide to come and pick me up. So the guide came 45 minutes late to pick me up. And now we're just at the first stop outside a hotel, picking someone else up, but I've no idea who. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about who's coming. So that's our little crew in front of me there. We have a Brazilian girl, a Portuguese woman, and a Turkish guide. Fig trees. This is Nike, the goddess of victory. She makes great comfortable shoes as well. These are the toilets. They were used as a place for socialising and even doing business. So the lads, only for men, and the men would be sitting next to each other, just sitting here chatting, and there'd be people playing music here. Wow, how times have changed. Over here, the love houses are the brothels. And to see if someone was old enough to go inside, they had a footprint, and if your foot didn't fit into the footprint, if it was too small, you couldn't go inside. So just like the amusement parks today, getting on a roller coaster or something, they check your height. But it was the footprint back then. Wow. Here's the footprint. So I'm at the library of Celsus. It was completed during the reign of Hadrian, so around 120 AD, 120 to 130. And it was only excavated about 75 years ago. So this was all completely covered. Up further you can see how high the ground was up. So when they discovered it like 75 years ago, they started excavating. It took them 35 years to excavate the whole thing. It's beautiful. So about 75% of the library still remains. So at the Great Theatre here. So back in the Roman times, this was obviously used for gladiators. So when the gladiators used to fight, it used to be level with the front seats. But when they were finished fighting, they used to throw their swords and their knives away from them, and it was the front row seats were so close that some people got killed. And they were very important people. The important people sat at the front, the poorer people would sit at the back or stand. And that's when they decided to lower the grounds. So you can see there, it's about 7 feet lower, isn't it? That was wise of them. In a more recent history, they play concerts here. Elton John, Gloria Gaynor, Ray Charles, Julio Iglesias, Sting, they've all performed here. When Elton John performed here, he didn't use speakers. He was just playing, just him sitting down at his piano. No speakers, no microphone, and the crowd could hear perfectly. Imagine being here for one of those concerts. Like, that would be something else. That'd be really amazing. Snoop Dogg or something. Nice. You might see the Logan brothers here punching the heads off each other someday. I'd let them use swords. Ooh. This is the old main street of Ephesus. The widest street. Just picture them all walking up here to watch the gladiators. All strolling up, having a few beers, excited about the big fight. So we stopped off here, down about 10 minutes down the road from Ephesus, and they want to sell us some leather. We're going in to look at leather, and I don't really know what's going on. I kind of stopped listening. Is that all right? Masks. It's like being in Thailand and you get pulled into one of those go-go bars or ping pong shows. It's getting roped in here. So there's going to be a fashion show here. They gave us some apple juice. Ugh.
How's the apple juice?
I haven't tried it yet. Those guys are good. They are very good. I came this close. I didn't buy anything, but I came this close. The girls were after buying some stuff. I'd say they spent a right few quid. But the jacket that was, I think, 2,000 euros came all the way down to 230 euros. So I was like, oh, I'm getting a deal here. But I was like, no, I'm traveling. I don't need to be buying a leather jacket. So when am I going to wear it? Not in this heat anyways. Oh yeah, brilliant, brilliant. We're stopping for lunch. I think it's a buffet. As you can see, they're selling some carpets as well. Oh, this looks very nice. Nice little outdoor lunch. That as well. Yeah. Have cans of beer. Finished lunch. It was nice. Now we're going in to look at some rugs. I think they're giving us some coffee when we're in here.
But this is a common delusion of the people, around the world. If we are using the silk to make carpets, so people wonder where silk is coming from. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Go away. They come different size, different color, different design. But I have.
No, she doesn't deserve it. We've been in the sun all day on the tour of Ephesus, so we escaped at last. So after the carpets, they gave us a coffee and then they brought us through into a big jeweller's. The place is amazing, it's gorgeous, but I mean, I'm not buying carpets and jewellery, and there's only 3 of us, so there was an awful lot of pressure. Like, all the salespeople were just coming up to us, and I was like, oh yeah, I just want this coffee and I want to be out of here. We're now walking up towards the House of Virgin Mary. So this is the House of Mary in Ephesus. It's said that when Christians were escaping persecution, Saint John, to protect Mary, he took her all the way out here, and she lived where they believe would have been underneath this building. This was obviously built much later on, but they're talking about excavating the hole underneath it, and they reckon they'll find pieces of her old home. So it was, I think, 37 AD, so 37 years after Christ was crucified, that they made their way here. Whereas Saint John lived in Ephesus, in the town, where he could preach Christianity. So it was like kept secret that Mary was up here, and he used to come up, bring her food and everything she needed. I couldn't go inside the house with the camera. No cameras were allowed, and there's security there checking to make sure. It's just a tiny church. There was a nun in there praying. Apparently a lot of nuns coming up here. Well, of course there's a lot of nuns coming up here. That's one fine squirrel. me, when I get my hands on a pizza. Just milling into it. Go on. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Pistachio flavoured cornetto. Yeah, looks nice.
Italy is the...
Style of that.
Oh, it's beautiful, yes.
Oh, I get excited here. Oh yeah, yeah. We were out for, geez, we were out for about 10 hours. So it's a long old day. Well, if you're thinking about doing something similar, hopefully there's enough info in the video to let you make your decision. I'm not highly recommending it, definitely not. But €40, not too bad. We saw a lot. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Time to get a beer. Everything's being closed.